Okay, so basically what we're going to do is we're going to use a kit. Now, I'm not pushing this kit over any other kit. There's lots of flaring kits out there. But basically what we're going to do is we're going to use a kit sort of like this here, and we're going to do this flaring up here that flares the outside portion of the line and thereby does not reduce the inside diameter of the brake line itself. So this is the kit we're going to use. Let me bring you up there. I'm going to show you what it looks like and why we have to replace that line. So come on, let's take a walk. All right, this is what the brake line itself looks like. You can see that it's in pretty poor condition. Let's get some more light in here so you can see better. You can see it's in pretty poor condition inside there. This is the line that's rotted away. So we're gonna try to take that fitting out right there. It's probably gonna be a 11, 12 millimeters, something like that. We're gonna try to take that out of this rubber line right here, because right there is where the line blew out. You can see that one section right there, right there. All right. Now, before you do anything as far as making the line, you want to come over and you want to make sure your bleeder valves open up on your caliper right here. Because if these bleeder valves here, this one and the one on the other side, if they don't open, then you have to replace the caliper as well. Well, you need to get that bleeder valve open. If you don't open it, you can't get the air out of it, you're not going to get your brake pedal back up. So that's what we're going to do. We're going to go underneath the hood, and as you can see, this section of line here is extremely rusty. We're going to go under the hood and see if we have a section of line that's nice and clean. If it's clean, we're going to be able to actually get in there and flare it and put the new line on. So first thing we're going to do is we're going to come underneath here and we're going to take this off right here. So let me get my my tools and let's get started. Okay, so the first thing we're going to do is we're going to take this out to make sure that that totally comes out. We're going to open up this clip here, which as you can see, we're probably not going to be able to save it because it's pretty, oh no, there it goes, it opens. Alright, we'll take that off like that. Now these here are pretty stripped out, so we're going to try. Most likely it's an 11 millimeter, but it doesn't look like that's going to fit. Now whenever you do these, you always want to use a line wrench. Always a line wrench, because actually it'll help get that out. In this case it may not, but we'll see how it goes. Probably not, because this is practically totally round. Unplug that air line. Alright, most of the time you never want to use vice grips, but you need to get that out of there. So we're going to get on here with a pair of vice grips and we'll try to break it loose. Wow, I can't believe it actually came out. Alright, now what we're going to do is we're going to take this totally out. Okay, so this is what they call concave, and you can see how this piece here is actually tapered inward. The other one is convex, which is actually out, or better known as the bubble on the end of it. So we need to have this one here. It's actually 3/16 and it's concave. So that's the line we're going to order, and this we're just going to cut off right now, and we're going to go up to the top. Actually, I'm going to have to cut it because as you can see, it's in pretty bad shape. So and now we'll lower it down and we're going to continue up top. Okay, so this is what we're going to do here. This, as you can see, is the brake line down here. You can see where it comes in right through the side of the body right here. We're going to take this line here out and we're going to reposition. We're going to take this line here, pull it out. And as you can see, that part of the line is in actually pretty good condition down there. So we're going to come in here, we're going to take this line out, we're going to cut it down here, and we're going to flare it, and we're going to put the new union in here. See, we have the line cutter on here, like this, and now this section of line right here is nice and clean, and we need a long section of line like this, so that we can actually flare it. So, all right, we're going to take this is a little difficult to turn, So we're going to just turn a little bit at a time. We're going to pull it out. We're going to rotate it just like that. And we're going to keep on doing that until we cut through the line totally. Okay. Now before we flare that line, we need to take a fitting like this and put this fitting on there because we're going to make that flare right there. So first thing we're going to do is we're going to cut off the end right here because we need that fitting right there. Now that we have these fittings right here, we'll put them down here, and this line is now trash. But I just want to point this out to you. You see this fitting here? This piece here is going to be going on the line, on that line over there. It's going to slide on just like that, and then we're going to flare this to look just like this. So I know it's going to be tough for you to see what I'm doing there, but that's what I'm going to be doing. So now we're going to take this and we're going to slide it on the line, all the way up the line just like that. And now we're going to use our deburring tool. And what we're going to do is right inside here, we need to take this and clean this out just like that to get any little burrs off of that right there. So that's what we're going to do right now. All right. Next thing we'll do is we're going to take our tool like this. Now remember, we took this piece here, this, and we lined it up on there to make sure it's the right height, which I can see by looking at it, it is the right height. And now we're going to tighten up this piece here. Okay, I'll get this all set up down here and I'll show you what I'm going to do. We're going to use our deburring tool. We're going to take that little fitting there, put it in here, and then we're going to put this tool on it. Okay, now we'll tighten this up. See what I did? Pushed it down like that, and now we actually put the first, the bubble portion of it onto the line itself, and now we're going to take out this piece right in here, that adapter, and then we're going to make that line. All right, now you made sure that you had your fitting on there just like that, because that fitting, it needs to be on before you do anything. We're going to take out that little piece right there, put it in here, and now we'll put this back inside that line. Okay. And now we're going to put our flare on it now. Just bring it in there one more time to show you. See? That's how we flared it right now, and now we'll take that off and we should have a perfect flare. This is the flare itself, and as you can see, it looks just like the flare that we previously cut off. So now we can put the new line in through here. So let's go down the bottom, we'll run that new line in, and then we'll continue with that. Now these pieces here, we need both this end and this end, because as you can see, this end is the flared end, and this end is not flared. So we need to flare that end as well. So we will do this once it's up into the car. But for now, what we're going to do is we're going to, this is the old line that came off. What we're going to do is we're going to put these bends in this line right here so that we can get it back in the vehicle. See, the line is up in here where it's approximately going to be, and now we're going to bend it to bring it over so that we can connect up into this one right here. So we're going to take a little bend in here. Okay, it's going to be easier to flare this line off the truck, so that's what we're going to do. And now we're going to take our cutter like this, and we're going to cut right on that line. Let's get some light over here, maybe you can see better. We're going to cut it right on this line. And now that we have it cut off, we're going to flare this. But remember, before you flare it, you have to put that fitting back on there like that, because now we're going to flare it like this on this end. Okay, just like this. Tighten this down. It's very important that this is extremely tight, that it doesn't slide at all. All right? Now we're going to take our deburring tool. Put our piece on there like that. All the way down until it's flush on the bottom there. And that is what it's supposed to look like. Okay, so let's put this line back through there, and we're going to put this back together. Okay, now that the line has actually been flared the way it's supposed to be, this is the type of fitting you want to use. You see how it's tapered inside? They actually fit together. So this one goes over the top just like this, and this one goes back inside the vehicle. So we're going to snake this back through the vehicle, and we're going to bring this up underneath the top right here, and we'll reconnect it. Now that line we put back in through the bottom. And now it's still loose down there, as you can see. We're going to drill these lines together right here. Okay. So now that we have that tightened up, we're going to push this back down. We're going to clip it in here where it belongs. And now we're going to go down the bottom. We'll tighten it up down the bottom now as well. Okay, now that we have everything connected up top, we're going to reattach this other line here and tighten it in. And now we have to bleed the system out. So let's bleed it. And we're going to wrap this job up and get it done. So we're going to open up the bleeder valve. Now this entire line is full of air, so we have to open it up like this, and then you have to have your assistant step down. Step to the floor easy. On the floor.
It is now.
Let it up, and we close it.
It's up.
And we open it again. Step. What we're doing now is we're pushing,
Down.
keep it there. What we're doing now is we're pushing all the air through the system. Let it up,
Up.
step down,
Down.
keep it there. Let it up,
Up.
step down.
Down.
Okay, now we're going to go to the other side, and we're going to repeat this process on the other side, and then we'll come right back over here. Okay, so now that we have all the air out of the system, we're going to put the wheels back on. We're going to clean that all off, of course, with brake fluid. Once we clean that off, we're going to make sure we have no leaks in the line union that we just put up underneath the hood, but I'm confident it's going to be okay. And then we're going to put the wheels on, take it for a ride, and it's out the door and on to the next one. All right, as always, thanks for watching. See you on the next one.